How's everybody doing? I hope everyone's doing all right. Um, yeah, keep hanging in there, guys. Alice Cooper released a new song. This is really funny. This is how the universe speaks to me, okay? Yesterday, I am really low. I am seeing nothing but protests and people wanting to open up, and that's a real hazard to somebody with my health record. It's a hazard to my aging parents, and it's very discouraging looking at all this stuff. It doesn't matter what social media platform you're on. You're gonna see it. It's really discouraging. So yesterday I'm thinking everybody wants me just to freaking die already and let the, so that they can go out and continue their lives as normal. And then Alice Cooper releases a song, Don't Give Up. It's awesome. I love it. So, yeah. Something else I've noticed, I have been noticing this whole time, this friggin' camera, that people are still really praising, thank you nurses, thank you doctors, thank you essential workers. You are defining what it is to be essential. No, they always were the definition of being essential. Just now people are paying attention finally. Nurses go through hell on a daily basis. They go through hell. Shall I tell you about a day in a nurse's life? Let me tell you about a day in a nurse's life. You get up early. Say you're on second shift. You get up early. About, 1 o'clock. You got to get supper together and ready to go in the oven for when your kid comes home from work. You get ready to go to work. You go and you shower. You do what you got to do. Get your face on. Get your game on. Get your coffee into you. You go and pack your lunch. And you go to work. Okay, sometimes before you go into work, you get spoken to by a supervisor about, little things that happened the day before, and she tells you everything you did wrong. So you're already off on a bad foot, okay? All right, you go into report. And the nurse before you tells the kind of day, whether it's a good day for these residents, bad day for these residents, this resident's starting to get sick, keep an eye out for them. This resident's, getting feisty, keep an eye out. You might have to give them a PRN. PRN is a medication to help them calm down. So you go through that, you get your information down. Your CNAs, please be nice to your CNAs. I know nurses are usually nice to their CNAs. Be nice to your CNAs. So they go and they get report from the previous shift, and they come to you and say, okay, well, so-and-so is still wet, so-and-so is, needs to get washed up. They didn't get washed up this morning, and so these are things, so you've got to take care of, put those little fires out. You get ready for your first med pass. While you're passing meds, while you're supposed to be concentrating on passing meds, okay? You've got family members coming to you with problems. You've got residents coming to you with various aches and pains that they want, like Tylenol or something for. And this really slows you down, and because you've only got like 2 hours to give out these medications, but you get slowed down, you get mired down. You have to crush medications, put them in pudding, put them in applesauce, put them in water. You're checking blood sugars. You're poking people's fingers to see if they need insulin. You're giving insulin. You're dealing with CNAs that are working short and need your help to take residents to the bathroom. You have to lock up your med cart, close down your computer, wash your hands, go help the CNA, wash your hands again, come back, unlock, open the computer. This happens often throughout the shift. So you finish your med pass. Something might, or you may have to respond to a fall. That's fun. Remember how fun that was, nurses? Yeah, that was fun. So you'd have to respond to a fall. You have to check for injuries. You have to check for any, did they fall because their knees gave out? Did they fall because they were dizzy? Did they fall because they were having pain and just couldn't stand? Were they trying to transfer themselves unsafely? So you do that. You alert your charge nurse that this has happened, and you fill out your paperwork for it. You go back to what you were doing. Somewhere along here, you get a break, hopefully, if you're lucky. Then you do your treatments. Sometimes, you take treatments, doing bandages, doing dressings for open areas, stuff like that. In between all of this, your CNAs are coming to you saying, so-and-so doesn't look so good. Could you come and look at them? And you look at them, you take their vitals. And you decide, okay, well, we'll just keep an eye on them. Or you say, no, let me call the charge nurse. She may want to call the doctor. That's another 15 minutes away from your duties charting. Then you do your second med pass. And it's the same thing all over again. Crushing meds, putting them in pudding. Encouraging residents who don't want to take the meds that they really do need that lisinopril, and perhaps you should take it so that you don't stroke out halfway through the night, kind of a thing. Sometimes you have to deal with a resident that is, or a patient. These could be patients at a hospital. I'm going by nursing home because that's where I last worked. But these could be patients in a hospital. And, in a hospital, sometimes, if it's an ICU, it's more critical. You got more stuff to do. You've got meds like every 2 hours. You've got vital signs to get every 2 hours, stuff like that. Sometimes once an hour. I've been in ICUs where I've had to take vital signs on a patient every 15 minutes. That's fun. So, and again, and this goes on, and you're trying to focus on what you're doing and giving the right meds to the right person in the right route, in the right order, but you got things flying at you constantly, okay? And then you go home, you report off, you go home, and then you get up and do it all over again. And nurses do this because it feeds their soul. Because this is what they were born to do. And this is what they've done every day. And it's no different now, even with the cough. They have cough patients. Yeah, they have to increase their time with that patient, but they still have their other responsibilities, and they attend to them well. They attend to them very well. So what they need is PPE so that they don't bring the cough home to their families. They need to be paid properly, particularly the CNAs. Like, don't they deserve something a little more than McDonald's workers? Yeah, I think they do. These people are dealing with bodily fluids every day. They always were. I have for 25 years. And pizza parties and free keychains only take you so far. But what I really need is some backup from management. What I really could have used was backup from management and some extra CNAs when my girls were working short and getting really discouraged, like working short 4th day in a row. That's discouraging to them. And we take it upon ourselves to try and keep them going, inspire them, and keeping them positive. That's not easy. I mean, these people work hard. They work really hard. And yeah, you see their needs being ignored. You see their words being ignored, their feelings invalidated by management. I've had CNAs confide in me that they have things going on. Someone who had previously battled cancer suspected she had another bout of cancer coming on. She couldn't get a day off for an appointment to see a doctor. Doctor needed to see her on a day that wasn't her day off. She couldn't get the day off. So that's the kind of backup nurses need. Give them the days off they need when they need something, health-wise. Don't give them a hard time if they have to call in because they got childcare issues. Everybody got childcare issues. Nurses can't work at home. CNAs can't work at home. So something a little more, a system like that, a little more supportive. They need, what else they need? They need a lot of things. They need love. They need backup. Just save them. Yes, you're right. That sucks. They just need validation. Backup. They needed this whole heroes thing years and years ago. But, thanks for thinking of us now. This is a crappy time. This is a horrible timeline. But we need to come together and make the most of it. So shout out to my fellow nurses, my fellow CNAs, my fellow healthcare workers, all of you, the laundry people, the housekeeping people, the dietary people. Shout out to the dietary people that got me gluten-free cookies at one time. You rock. And Just let's all take care of one another.